Dummy. Yeah.
Are we live, Silent Assassin? Are we live? Are we live? Yes, we are. We are live. Welcome to the All Even Podcast. My name is Barry Grant Jr. You can catch me on Instagram and X at All Even Podcast. You can also catch me on TikTok at All Even Media. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend because the page is growing. Silent Assassin.
What's up?
Don't what's up me. Okay? You left me for dead last week. Okay? First off, I don't want to lie. I don't want to lie on this show. I want to be truthful. You know, you were under the weather.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you text me like a real friend would. Hey, we're having a show this week. And because I'm me, you know, it wasn't like, oh, you know, don't worry about it. You know, you're not well. Stay home. I said, you are banned from the All Even studio. Don't you step foot in here. Okay? That's exactly what I said to you.
Yeah.
And you're just like, all right.
Okay.
There's no fight back. Well, if you don't want me here, fine. You know? I did the show alone.
Yeah.
Didn't look bad.
No.
You know, I think it was pretty good. Talked to myself for like 2 hours. So. But it's good to have you back in the studio because it always feels a little different when the team is not here. How was your Thanksgiving?
Pretty good. Good times. Spending with the family.
Did you cook?
No, I
Awful.
bought something. It was
What?
like-
What'd you buy?
Apple pie.
Oh,
Well, I don't know. I was at the store when someone purchased it,
I see.
but I carried it in the house.
I
Technically,
see. So you're
it's my
taking
gift.
credit for somebody else's purchase.
Yeah.
That's nasty work.
Yeah, but I bought by love, so
I held it with love.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I can't say I bought it, but I didn't bought it. I don't know the words. What are the different words? Bought?
You didn't purchase it.
Yeah.
You didn't purchase it. That's fine. Well, what was on like the menu? What like obviously we had the turkey. Is this like a typical like Italiano type of Thanksgiving? Is there different culture things in there? What was on the table?
Thanksgiving is pretty standard. Like Christmas Eve is when we kind of go full blown Italian.
Okay.
And do that. There's like obviously the appetizers are pretty like Italian. The big charcuterie
Yes.
board. And yeah, the appetizers are pretty intense. But just like the regular like turkey, stuffing, mashed potatoes,
Cranberry.
cranberry. They have cranberry. I'm not a big cranberry person, but
Me neither.
yeah. Some green beans.
I never understood the cranberry thing.
No.
Like what? Like you put the cranberry on the what? The turkey?
I think so, or maybe mix in with a little.
What the hell? Why would I want to put cranberry on a turkey?
No,
Doesn't make sense.
It doesn't look appetizing to me.
No.
And I'm not a big sweet person with savory.
Right.
I like to keep it separate.
I'll tell you a story, right? Because I always have a story. I remember going to somebody's house for Thanksgiving outside of my, regular family outings, right? It's the first time like we're going like house hopping with the friends. And every house we went to, because we didn't have this in our home. We didn't have like a jar or a container of cranberry just sitting around. It's not what we did. So every time I go to somebody's house, there's some cranberry on the table. So I'm just like, okay, well, I guess it's just maybe just for decoration or ambiance. I don't know, right? So kept happening over the years, and I still have no idea why people have the cranberry on the table. Until I went to somebody's house and they said, hey, you want a little cranberry on your turkey? And I'm like, why would I want that? It's like, oh, it's just, what people do that's kind of savory. Like, you can put that. But I'm like, so all of these years, you're trying to tell me that the container of cranberry was supposed to be mixed with a dish. That's insane to me. It still doesn't make sense to me.
No. I don't get like whatever creator was like, oh, this is gonna go with
Yeah.
this. It's not my thing.
What fat person came up with that?
Even too, like, I feel like generally it's majority of people don't like it. I feel like,
right,
at least for my
99%.
Yeah, but it's there for the few that want it. But
listen, even when I went to, me and Jasmine, we went to family, and it was a great outing, right? Beautiful food. It was just well done. Jasmine made a nice baked ziti. It was great, right? Great. And the cranberry was on the table.
In a little bowl.
Yeah, and I was like, I hope somebody doesn't ask me about this cranberry. And lo and behold, towards the end of the night, oh, do you want some cranberry? And I couldn't help myself. I had this look on my face, like, no.
No.
I don't know if it was rude because I didn't hear anything back. But come on now. Yeah. Don't show me no damn cranberry at Christmas and Thanksgiving, because up to just recently, I didn't know what the hell it was for.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Right? And here's another thing. I'm going to throw Jasmine under the bus, too. So she made the baked ziti, right? And everybody ate from it. It was great. Everybody gave a compliment. So at the end of the night, obviously, we were at family's house, and we're putting our plates together to take back to the cave, right? And what does Jasmine take? The baked ziti.
The whole thing.
So I'm over here like, how do you bring the baked ziti and then bring it back home? That's nasty work. It is. You know? I didn't even think about it. But I'm like, well, listen, if nobody else wants it, why just bring it back to the house? But I'm just like, there's just etiquette here. You brought this as a gift. You don't renege the gift. You don't renege the gift. You take everything else and you leave that. That's what goes through my head.
Yeah.
This is why I'm telling you I'm a crazy person. Because instead of like enjoying regular time with these are the things that are going through my head. And I'm sitting there laughing like a mad person, and she's looking at me like, what are you laughing at? And I go ahead and tell her, and she just had this look on her face like, there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with you. Yeah, it is what it is. Me and Roman had a great time because we're both crazy like that. But it's just, I don't know. I like Thanksgiving, but the cranberry stuff, they got to cool out with it. I just, I think that's something that it can just eliminate. Yeah. Just eliminate that pastime, wherever it came from. Whoever invented it, I hope that they're long gone, because this is not a good tradition. I don't like it. I don't like it. What's the other thing? Did you see there's some trend going on where somebody's posting a video of, oh, I made all of this food and nobody showed up to Thanksgiving. I know it's not real, because I don't care what type of diabolical person you are, you're going to have one person show up.
Yeah, I didn't, you're talking about it to me, but I'm like, that's like, to make like a whole, like, full-blown, like, Thanksgiving course and then not have any, like, like, people aren't showing up. Like, you have to be prepared for, like, people send out RSVP, like, hey, I'm not going to be there, I'm going to be there, like.
You hit up people the day of, an hour before, hey, you still coming? Like,
Yeah.
You don't just make food blindly.
Yeah.
Who does that? And if somebody does do that, then there is some mental issues that I hope that you get through. Because what there's another side of this is that people are so what do you call it? Like they're just so greedy for like clicks and views that they'll go ahead and try to get like this grief sympathy. And it's like, for like, why? What is that? You can't think of anything else to be engaging or funny. You got to go ahead and go like pull on the grief strings. The sympathy strings, that's corny to me.
Yeah. It's just like that type of like, people do anything for money or views. Like whatever, just for attention, because they have nothing else to do.
It's sad, man. We live in a sad, sad society, in a sad world. I feel bad for you Gen Zers. You're just a weird bunch.
Not me.
Well, no, you don't count.
No.
Like I don't know what type of alien you are. You're different. You're very different. You're an old soul. That's what I call you. But I seen this. I was just like, what is this? What is this? You know. So I hope everybody had a very good Thanksgiving. I didn't really care much about Thanksgiving this year just because my brain cannot function on like many things at one time. I have to like lock in on one thing. So if it's pod day, I'm thinking about pod the whole day, right? You got to remind me to go pick up my kid because I'll forget, right? So all these things. And my focus has been on Stranger Things season 5. Mm-hmm. I don't care about nothing else. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Don't tell me about no Thanksgiving. I don't care. Because I need to see this through. I need to see these episodes. And damn Netflix for being able to just give us 4 of those. Drop the whole thing. Right? Drop the whole 8 episodes and leave the last one until Christmas. I'd rather that, right? Yeah. Let's binge watch 7, 8 of those things and then give us the grand finale a month from now. Yeah. I'd have been okay with that. Yeah. You don't half me. Yeah. Don't do that. Yeah. After I've been waiting for this thing for over 3 years, don't do this.
Yeah, allegedly too that the Duffer Brothers like wanted to do a weekly release. And, like, Netflix is like, no, like, we're not. Like, Netflix doesn't do that anyways, every Wednesday.
They had thought about doing that, but kind of reneged on it, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll do, like, this half release, and then another 3 on Christmas, and the last New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So it's like, we gotta wait multiple times for this.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible. Yeah. But look. I get it. You're trying to get as much out of it. You know, I'm not going to complain too much about it because, boy, oh boy, did we get 4 of them things. And look, spoiler alert, don't watch this show if you ain't watched it yet. And if you're one of those people that haven't gotten around to it, look, it's Friday. Then came out on Wednesday. If you can't watch 4 episodes of Stranger Things by now, I don't know what to tell you.
Your problem.
Yeah, it's your issue. Right? So just skip through this or go to another video. I don't care. How we got to the ending. Sounds as we've been talking about this thing for a while. Did it shock you?
No. I think some, like, obviously new plots are kind of opening up, so that's just kind of interesting to think about on where those can lead to.
Yeah.
But the whole, like, grand reveal at the end of episode 4... Like, I saw reactions to it online. People were going crazy, but I'm just kind of like, this is gonna happen. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it was an awesome scene, like a really cool.
How they rolled it out.
Yeah. Like that was cool. Like the way the episode was. That episode was really good, but the whole surprise reveal of Will having powers, I'm like, okay, like it was always gonna.
It was kind of going that way. Yeah.
Yeah, like he was always gonna be somebody that had something.
Right.
You know, different like that to him. So, but I'm excited to obviously see what the rest of the season plays out. Like, there's new plots of being in, you know, Henry Krell's mind and what is, like, Vecna, if, like, what's going to happen with him, and is Max going to get out, how they're going to get out, like, how that's all going to play out. And what the wall, like, how they're going to get through that wall and whatnot, so.
We got a lot within those last 2 episodes. 3 and 4, we got a lot of information that was good. And listen, I'm gonna say it right now. I might have to walk some things back. I know I said take Will. I know I said that. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Will has shown me some fight for the first time in a decade. Mm-hmm. Like, the man got some nuts now. Thank God. Okay? Thank God his nuts dropped. He told his mom, look, you're going to have to relax. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I'm a grown-ass man now. Like, I can handle things. Listen to me. Trust me. I know what's going on here. Some of your plans is kind of sus. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You got the mom plan. We don't do that over here. Yeah. Let me rock.
We gotta end this thing. Like, we're not taking the easy way.
Yeah.
Way. Like, we
got to go.
Yeah.
We got to pull out the big plans. Mm-hmm. Not the scared plans. So Will I ain't gonna lie to you. I've grown some respect for Will the Wise. I have. You know?
Come to terms with himself and what his mission is.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I got this handled.
Yeah.
I'm going to take care of business.
Liked it. I don't like emo Dustin. I don't appreciate it. He need to snap out of that shit immediately. Yeah. All right? And he's gone. All right? Face facts. It's all right. He sacrificed himself for you and for everybody else. Get over it. Mm-hmm. We got to get Vecna. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. My man Mike is already on it. Mike, his mom's got slashed in the throat and the stomach, and you don't see him wailing and bawling. No. He's like, it's Vecna time. Yeah. We got to get going.
We gotta go find Holly. Gotta see
everybody. Yeah. Where my damn sister at?
Even too, I saw it was like funny. It was like through the whole series, so like no one cares about the dad. Like that.
Don't nobody care about him. No one checks. Listen, he could have died and nobody cared, right? Yeah. That was the way. Him getting slashed and falling over the other side of the bed. That's them writing his ass out of the show. Yeah. We don't need to see him no more. Done. Yeah. We don't need to see him no more. Matter of fact, they could have killed him off and nobody would have cared. Yeah. Nobody would have cared, right? But the moms were out. I thought that she was a goner. Yeah. I thought she was a goner.
Yeah, I told you, because during the premiere, actually, the actor who plays the dad got asked on the red carpet. It's like, so, like, what's gonna happen with your character this season? He's like, well, you'll find out in a few minutes when we go inside. I'm like, are you kidding me, bro? Like, you can't act like be surprised. Like, you just straight up told the reporter, like, we'll see in a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? And, so I was, like, expecting something would happen with him, but when Karen got, like, cut, I'm like,
yeah, that was crazy.
Surprised me, like, because it leads off to the next, it goes, like, blank for a second. You don't see, like, what truly happened. Like, she's smashing him with the wine bottle or whatever. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, like, she's got this, she's gonna kill him. And all of a sudden, just claws
she was going to town on that Demogorgon boy. Yeah. Going to town. Listen, the Wheelers, I ain't gonna lie to you, Wheelers got some moxie in them. Fight, yeah. You got walk him down Nancy, right? The mom's is gangster. You know what I mean? We all know that Big Mike. You know what I mean? So and Holly's starting to, she not so dumb, but she is kind of dumb. You know what I mean? She still got that little dumb kid thing about her. She got to snap out of that crap, right? And then we finally seen Max. Like, is it just me, or Max just looks extra disheveled? What's wrong with her?
Yeah, she just looks like she hasn't showered in a minute.
Yeah.
Also, too, like, I don't know if it was just me. I feel like there's some, like, effects on her.
Yes.
It doesn't look like a...
Like they put some CG on her or something.
Yeah. It looks kind of off. I don't know if it's just me or not.
Because she don't look like that.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what the hell's going on with that. Like, she looks just different, so... But we'll see what her too. If she snaps out of it, she comes back to life.
Yeah, we'll see. Because Lucas is waiting for that. Yeah. Lucas is waiting for his girl to come back. Like, listen, man. Easy Yam's been asleep for a while. Let's wake him up. Yeah? There is one thing. Mm-hmm. There's one thing I didn't like. Mm-hmm. What is going on with Lucas's hairline?
Oh, yeah.
What is happening? What kind of bad toupee and wig is that?
Yeah, they had, like, I think brought it up during, like, a interview and stuff, because someone was like, is that a wig you're wearing? He's like, yeah, it's a wig. Like,
yo, it's bad.
It's like a whole, like, U or like a C. Like, the hairline is crazy.
Whose hairline is like that?
I don't know. It's just, like, it's off. Like, you have this much budget, and you can't, like, get the guy a clean wig.
And mind you, the thing about, we talking about the 80s here. Go look at all the juice dudes back in the day that had moxie and swag in the 80s. They didn't look like that. No. Even the nerds didn't look like that. Yeah. Come on now.
Crazy.
Like, one black guy in the show, he gotta have the jacked up wig. What are we doing?
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No.
I don't like it at all.
It's like not even like humanly possible for someone's hairline to be like the whole like shape of the top of their head, like a whole U.
Yo, that was nuts. Yeah. When I first seen that, I said, come on now. We gotta do better than this. Y'all went through a whole production and shooting, and nobody had said nothing about this. As soon, if I was Lucas, I'm looking at this like, all right, enough. We need to change this. I'm not saying to change the character, but you gotta give me something better than this. Yeah. You had me with the nice high top before, and I get this.
I think in the same way, he said, like, in that moment, like, that was his actual hair, and then he cut it off or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they gave him that wig, and it just
That
looks
is
crazy.
terrible.
Yeah.
You should just let him have his hair.
Yeah, yeah.
If he got low hair, let him have low hair.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Season. People changed. Yeah, so.
I was hot seeing that. Whole time I was just like, really? Really? That's how they do us?
Mm-hmm.
That's how they do us on the big stage? Going into what you said, though, about Henry. You know I have an affinity for villains. Mm-hmm. You've watched Star Wars, correct? Mm-hmm. I think Henry is going to play out his Darth Vader moment. Mm-hmm. It just has that feeling to me. I could be wrong, but it has a feeling of we haven't got Henry's full story yet. Mm-hmm. When they told the story, you know, when 11 was trying to get her powers back and they went back to the lab, we got the dark version of Henry. What about the other side? There's always an origin story. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just believe that he is the puppet and the Mind Flayer is the puppet master. The Mind Flayer is making him think that he's in control when he's not.
Yeah, because also, too, like, he wasn't, like, a lab kid. Like, he wasn't grown up in that lab.
Yeah.
Like, he was sent there because of what he did to his family.
Correct.
Like, that had to come from... He wasn't naturally born with that, you know, those powers and whatnot. So it came from something. We're potentially going to see it might be something involving with the cave and what happened in there and why he's scared to go in the cave where Max and Holly are. So...
Yeah, listen, it could be a thing where he's trying to protect these kids. Mm-hmm. Who knows?
Mm-hmm. It's like, don't go in there. Don't go in the woods. Don't
go because, you know, Vecna and the Mind Flayer, they're trying to come after these kids, and this is my way of protecting these kids. Mm-hmm. You never know.
Just stay in my memories, like, in my house where it's all, you know...
Fun and games.
Picture-esque, and everything's colorful, and it all pops. Even, like, like, the colors in those scenes versus the other scenes. Like, it's just very vibrant, very, like, welcoming.
And I think that's on purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie to you, I knew it. As soon as they said, oh, who are you talking to? Mm-hmm. Oh, Mr. What's it? Henry. Knew it. Uh-huh. So don't try to confuse me. It's Henry. Mm-hmm. We know he's not Don. We know that.
Yeah.
That was, and the other part, and then we'll move on, is that when they had 8 locked up, shackled up, I knew that was her.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think there was anything else that was, I was like, they gotta have 8 back there. Because we even talked about it, right? That 8 is going to have some type of impact on this season. Yeah, season 2 was not a throwaway season. There's a reason behind that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also, too, like, that was, like, the one plot line, like, no one really liked because it was just, it ended there. Like, you can't have it end there because, literally, then that's just, like, a wasted.
Right.
Big, like, part of the season. So, but yeah, same thing, like 11's like, oh, maybe Vecna's back there. And I'm like, Vecna's not behind a metal door, like, in the military base.
Just
like,
waiting.
Yeah, like, you gotta, if they have him, like, he gotta be behind, like, 8,000 different locks.
Yeah.
And bulletproof
you think one door is going to hold that bad?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Hopper's like, has like the bombs or whatever on him. He's like, I gotta, you know, if anything goes wrong, like, I gotta blow up with him, right? And then he opens the door, he comes back, and then 11 goes in, and then he's like, sister.
Oh, you're here. Oh.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Yeah, like, I like the reveals that, you know, Stranger Things does, like, where it kind of, I don't know if it happened, but it did happen in that moment where it kind of goes back to season 2 and plays some highlights. Like, I like when they do
little
stuff
montage,
like that.
Yep.
Yeah, like the flashbacks and stuff like that, so, yeah.
I'll tell you, man, that, and you had just told me that episode 4 is the highest rated of the entire series.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, almost a 10 is good. I saw it was a 9.8, but it went down to 9.7. But still, like that's a crazy number, and it has like over 20,000 reviews. So.
Insane.
But not like they like told us like episode 4 is gonna be crazy, and then obviously it was really good. So
it's really good. It's a catalyst for the end, right? Because we're halfway there. We're halfway there. We understand what the characters are. We might get some more reveals. Who knows? But that 20 theory. That's also a thing that I believe that they're going to need to come together to be able to get rid of that mind flare. Have to.
Yeah. And, like, I mean, everything is about, it goes back to Dungeons & Dragons. Like, why they name the villains in it are villains in the game. Like, Vecna is not, they don't call him, like, the kids call him that.
He doesn't call himself Vecna.
Yeah, yeah, like, the military member, like, it's just a being, like, an entity.
Right.
Like, the kids call him Vecna because that's the head guy in the game. Like, that's a big villain in the game. The mind flayers, you know, people who takes control, and then they give characters to each other of who they most resemble, like.
Right.
So, and now they're bringing in like a Wrinkle in Time, which I think is an interesting plot line too, to bring in some of that lore and whatnot into it. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yep. So like I said, if you ain't watch it, tough shit. We don't care. We don't care. You know what I mean? So moving on. I tell you, sports to me is a great thing because Silent Assassin, if you would have told me that the Dallas Cowboys would not only be a little bit above 500,
this Vegas speakeasy. It began.
I'm over here playing all these things. If they would be over 500, I would say no. But here's a nice clip that good old Terry Bradshaw. Of course, he had to say something.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl. I know.
So this is what Terry Bradshaw said
about the Cowboys getting Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson to help that second worst ranked defense in the league?
I would not have done that. I know they're not going to win the Super Bowl. I know they've got those draft choices. I would have saved the number one. I wouldn't given it up. I know they got pass rushing now, but I would not have done that.
Did you feel like Jerry felt like he had to make a move after that game?
Well, that's not my problem, Howie.
But Quinnen Williams is one of the most talented defensive linemen in the league. But it was a lot for a team right now that doesn't look like they're on their way up.
Typically, you're his therapist, aren't you?
I am.
There's one thing I can always say about Jerry Jones is that, you know, people criticize him, and I criticize him as well, but sometimes the sun shines on a dog's ass at least once a day. And you'll run into some great moves. Quinnen Williams is one of the best defensive linemen in football. And just because he was on the Jets wasting away doesn't negate that. If you look at the tape when he was with the Jets, this is a guy that was getting doubled and triple teamed. Of course his stats are not going to be anything because he's getting taken out of plays. But when you put him on a line with other people that can be able to get to the quarterback, that actually have talent, there's talent on that line, he can be able to do his job, you know, like create spaces, create gaps for other people to be able to get to the quarterback. Now you can be able to do different things. You can be able to stop the run. You can be a lot more effective. And this is what the Dallas Cowboys have been since he's been acquired. I don't think they've lost a game since he's been there. So, and their defense has improved. They've played well. The Cowboys go ahead and they beat the Chiefs 31-28 on Turkey Day. They are now over 500. They now, are on the outside looking in for the playoffs, but they're starting to creep up, and it's starting to be great. So Dak Prescott has a good game. Pickens had a pretty decent game. CeeDee Lamb had a pretty decent game. You had what's his name, the running back,
Williams.
Yeah, Williams had a good game. So they did what they had to do. Won that game, pretty impressive. And the Chiefs are on the brink. And I've been telling people since day one. I seen so many drop passes yesterday by Chiefs players. Patrick Mahomes is still a wizard. He can be able to escape and use his legs. He's still very multifaceted, multi-talented, but he can't do it by himself. And the Chiefs are sitting here under 500, right? I think they're either 6-6 or
Yeah, I think 6-6.
6-6. So they're on the outside looking in. And I've been saying it since day one. This is over for them. They got to win out to be able to get to the playoffs. So let's see what their actual schedule is. Shall we, Silent Assassin? Let me go ahead and see exactly what the Chiefs' remaining schedule will be. Because that will tell us. All right, so we got, let's see. Next game is the 7th. Chiefs at Texans, or Texans and Chiefs. You got the Chargers. Who else? So you got Texans, Chargers, Titans, Broncos, and Raiders. So Texans, I say they win that game. Chargers, I think they lose that game. Titans, they blow the hell out of the Titans. The Titans are a terrible football team. Broncos, I think they lose to. I think they get swept by the Broncos. And then Raiders, they win that game. So that's out of the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, they win 2 of those. So they go 3-2 down the stretch, which means that they finish 9-8 and miss the playoffs. That makes a lot of sense. This team is old. They need new parts. Obviously they don't need a new quarterback, but they do need to kind of get back into getting some playmakers, some speed on the outside, maybe a big receiver. You got to draft a tight end now. You have to go get somebody that's going to be the heir apparent to the throne. You have to go ahead and revamp this team because as presently constructed, they're done. They are dead in the water. And I've been telling people, listen, I said on Instagram, Silas says, I'm so petty that I'm going to go back into my comments and I start having arguments and discussions with people that was telling me when I posted that video all those months back, oh, look how many Super Bowls the Chiefs have won. Well, I'm good. We're going to have this conversation in February. Yeah, let's have it. Let's have it. Because when they ass is not there in February, I'm coming for all of them. All of them. I am that petty to go back into the DMs, texts, YouTube comments, IG comments, TikTok. I'm coming back. I'm letting you know right now. They're done. I don't want to hear nothing else. Washed, cooked, fricassee, done. And I'm so happy. It was so crazy that I had a video prepped for last week, right? And when they were getting their ass bust by the Colts, I was gonna pick send, and then all of a sudden they win the game. I had to draft it. I said, all right, I'm gonna table you for next week. I'll get you next week. That's exactly what happened. You lost to the Cowboys, and I got you. They're done. I'm tired of people constantly talking about the Chiefs, how good they are, they're not done. Come on now. We've seen them play some bad football for a very long time. They are 1-6, I believe, this season in close games. You know what their record was last year in close games?
Like come back pretty much every single game.
14-0. So that's a stark difference. That was the best record in football history in close games. They didn't lose not one close game last year.
Even to like, I feel like the only like interesting asset they have like is Rice. Like everyone else is kind of like
Garbage.
Yeah, it's like who you're gonna give the ball to is either Mahomes is running for his life or he's got Rice gets open.
Sometimes
and
Hollywood Brown shows it. You know what I mean? But yeah. But yeah, there's a talent problem. Yeah. They don't have enough talent. Defensively, they're good, but offensively, they do not. They do not. I don't feel sorry for them.
No.
Y'all go back to scratch. Go back to the drawing board. We don't care about y'all. We don't care. Broncos is hot. Chargers all right. We ain't talk about the Patriots. We don't care about them. We don't care about them. But there's other teams out there that are doing their thing. So shouts to the Cowboys for doing the do and making me happy and getting those Chiefs the hell out of here because we don't care about them. Moving on. Let's see. So I guess we're talking about more Turkey Day games. Those Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
They lost again. They lost to the Cowboys. They blew that big lead. And then they lose to the Chicago Bears. 24-15. A.J. Brown finally has a good game. He has 10 catches, over 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Did his thing. It didn't matter. Because mistakes, the offense is just stagnant. They don't look good. They're not moving the ball. And I keep telling people, Jalen Hurts ain't it. I think Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback, but he is no franchise quarterback. He's not a guy that can be able to, like, pull you out of the fire consistently. Can he do it a game or two? Of course. I think any quarterback that's pretty decent can do that. But when you separate the greats that can be able to do it all the time, he's not one of those. But there's something broken about this Eagles team. They just don't look right. I don't know what it is. I don't know if there's some locker room issues that are going on. We've heard some stuff that these players, some of the players are not fans of Jalen Hurts, right? There might be some disconnect there. Obviously, we know A.J. Brown. We know how he feels about things. And all of those things are cool. Like, you can see it play out as the team is just not clicking. I think if the Eagles falter this season, I'm not saying that Nick Sirianni gets fired this year, but he's going to be on notice if that does happen. And it's very strange for that to be the case for a guy that literally just won a Super Bowl, right? But there's some disconnect here that's going on with these Eagles. And I just don't think that they're very good. Outside of the tush push, I don't think they're very good. I just don't.
Yeah, like you have, especially last year, like assets to work with. Like Saquon Barkley went off. He's not having that type of year this year. You have the receiver, like A.J. Brown's been a great receiver, in his career. Smith is a good receiver. But then if you can't get the ball to them, that's Hurts' problem, and they're not going to win games because he has to do obviously his thing.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously there's been a lot of talk, like A.J. Brown kind of complaining the last couple of years, like, I want the ball, like, get me the ball, like, I'm a do my thing if you get me the ball. And so that's kind of like with the locker room drama potentially of him kind of complaining about not seeing enough touches or whatever it may be. But yeah, so what's the Eagles' record now?
They're 8-4.
8-4. Yeah, so the Cowboys are
6-5.
Yeah, so a couple games left. So we'll see what can happen.
Another 2 games, things can get very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Saquon Barkley's also not having a very good year.
Yeah, like you can compare it to like last year was crazy, but there's like things like that's like definitely a career year for like anyone, like the year he had last year. So you're bound to see like some regression, but he just like not really anything, special.
Nothing noteworthy that's going on this season.
Yeah.
And everybody, like I said, everybody's talking about the chemistry issues. Everybody's talking about this. It could be Super Bowl hangover. It could be any of those things, right? But I pinpointed it. I know exactly when the downfall started to happen. I did my Pablo Torre investigative reporter thing. I found it. Put on my Matlock hat. I know what happened. Remember when Saquon Barkley took that picture with Donald Trump?
Yeah.
He ain't been the same since. He ain't been the same since. I'm telling you right now. Okay? So I'm saying.
It could have, because like they like Jaylen Brown. Like I ain't associated myself all that stuff. It could have been just like bad vibes. Like if you vibing with him, like I'm not vibing.
Yeah.
With you, like, two different mindsets.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what Saquon was doing taking that picture. Well, your season is down the drain. You put two and two together. Hey, I found it. That's what it is. Call me crazy, all right? But that's what it is. That's what I see. But again, being realistic, I just don't think that there's been something off with this team all year offensively. They're not as good as they should be. Or maybe they're just not that good at all in regards to offense. Again, outside of that tush push, and giving A.J. Brown the ball, like A.J. Brown had a dominant game, and you would think that they would win that game with how dominant he was. But no, they needed him because, they're playing catch up there. It was a back and forth swing at some point. It was just something's up, and they need to address it before they lose the season. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure Al, the crazy Eagles fan, is going nuts right now, and I don't care. I hope he suffers because anybody who's an Eagles fan is just weird people. Weird people to me. Moving on. Another quarterback that's struggling. What the hell is going on with Lamar Jackson? He doesn't look good. I think he's hurt. I think he's secretly still hurt, and they're not saying anything.
I mean, like, because he was out, like, 4 or 5 weeks, something like that, right? And then, obviously, like, they don't have anyone, backup. So, like, to be like, hey, like, we want to make the playoffs, so you got to come back for us, bro. And then, because he's been, like, dreadful.
Awful.
Like, the past
3 games.
Weeks,
yeah.
And, literally, like, beyond, like, awful. It's just, like, not himself at all. So, yeah, I can definitely see that he's just not feeling himself and just kind of rushing back to, bring them back into, like, have contention and whatnot.
Yeah.
And stuff. So, I don't know, but it's just hard to see, like a player like that,
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about the league MVP, right? This is a guy that, when he's right, he's probably the most athletic, dynamic player in the league. But the way he's moving, the way he's reading things, he just doesn't look right. And I don't know if he just needs a little bit more time to get his rhythm, being out for that long and, still not actually finding his rhythm in these 3 games. But the team is playing well. They go ahead and lose this game, which was a real, I wouldn't say stunner, but it's one of those games, it's a trap game. Like, you don't want to lose a game like that. And Joe Burrow, that bad man is back. That bad man's back. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that Joe Burrow is back because I didn't want him to suit up another game for the Bengals. He needs to go somewhere else. But, man, did he look good.
I was, like, remembering what you were saying. Was it last week, 2 weeks ago, where, like, he shouldn't play, he can come to the Jets, and then he had, like, a pregame interview. It's like, so why are you back out here? It's like, because I want to fight with my team. Like, I want to do this, I want to do that. So, your Jets' dreams might be.
What? I can dream, okay? I can dream.
Yeah.
It was a take, There's no inside information. There's nothing that I was just like, I just see the writing on the wall. There's nothing in Cincinnati for him. And I understand a lot of people are like, well, why would he go to the Jets? There's nothing there either. So what? I want him here.
Like, as a Giants fan who loves Joe Burrow, I would not let that slide mentally. So, I'm hoping it doesn't.
Listen, he needs to be in a big city. It's Joe Burrow.
California.
No, he's a New York guy. You know what I mean? Gangrene. That helmet will look fly on Joe Burrow. Huh? Broadway Joe 2.0. Do you understand the merch that would be sold? Broadway Joe returns to the Jets. Joe Namath would give him the moniker, hey, kid, you can have this. I'm such a big fan of Joe Burrow. You can have the Broadway Joe moniker, kid. Go ahead. Kind of sound like Joe Namath, don't it? That's what I'm telling you. Like, that's how it should go. That's sports. Give me the story. Don't stay in no damn Cincinnati. Nobody cares. No one cares about Cincinnati. That's what bothers me about the whole situation. That you got this great player and he's just rotting away. His body is deteriorating in Cincinnati. I hate it. But he looked good, though. He played very well.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns?
Yeah. Like, you just see what an enhanced quarterback looks like. Like, a guy that just understands the role, can make every throw, step up in the pocket, read the defense, go ahead and just not throw it on the nose. Like, this is a guy that's just money big time, and the Ravens had nothing for him. So shouts to Joe Burrow, but I need you out of town, man. I need you to go somewhere else. Moving on. Your guy, Eli Manning. How do you feel on Eli Manning being a Hall of Fame semi-finalist?
Yeah, I think just what he was able to do, like, playoff-wise, like, he won 2 Super Bowls, was Super Bowl MVP, both times going up against
the mighty Patriots.
Yeah, greatest team and quarterback of, ever. So, I think, he's more than deserving, even just solely based off of that. Like, you can say his career was awful, but just doing that, I feel like, is something special. And, within a couple of years of each other as well, to kind of do what he did. And so, like, I would be, obviously excited. He's one of my, obviously, favorite Giants. He's the quarterback I grew up watching. So, and then you went to Daniel Jones, was pretty rough. But, I'm excited. Like, I think, yeah, obviously he's more than, deserving to be there, winning 2 Super Bowls in a span of, was it 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 years. And so, yeah.
Yeah, listen, Eli Manning, when you look at his career, the regular season numbers don't jump out at you, right? You see the high turnovers, but the one thing that I always respect about Eli is the fact that he was always there. He started every game. He never missed a game due to injury or nothing like that. He was an Iron Man. And I believe that, that was a badge of honor for him, not only for him, but for, his family. Those things is like, you don't teach that anymore, that these guys are just like, oh, I'm going to get paid anyway. Sit out and try to play it safe. But Eli Manning was kind of old school in that sense. And I just think that, those 2 Super Bowls really should be able to kind of spearhead him into real Hall of Fame conversations. Do I think that he's a Hall of Famer? I think he's a fringe guy, and I believe that depending on what the writers say, who's voting and all that is gonna depend on that will be his fate. That will see what happens in regards to how much they revere him or not, to see if he deserves a yellow jacket. I think that, and you were talking about this as well, is that if a guy wins 2 Super Bowls, I don't think there's a way that you can keep them out. You know what I mean?
It's like with the MVPs, who you're going against, like, I don't think anyone really expected to even have, like, those games as close as they were, or have, Eli Manning beat Tom Brady, like,
right,
once, but twice. So yeah, I think just that in itself is, how many people have, like, two or more, rings.
Yeah,
like,
I think it's Hall of Fame worthy. I honestly do think so. I think he's, gun to my head reaction or prediction. I think he gets in. think he gets in. And that would be pretty awesome to have 2 Manning brothers in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That'd be cool. Mm-hmm. That'd be cool. Moving on. Let's see what we got. Oh, we're done. It's time for irrelevant news of the week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the... I mean, yeah, they stink.
Every week we go around and we go ahead and we discuss some interesting news. Silent Assassin. Campbell's fires executive who was recorded saying company's product are for poor people. Now here's my thing, is that guy got caught on the hot mic, and that's not the part that kills me. The part that kills me is that the company went ahead and fired said executive. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in that. I don't think they did that. I think they sent him home with pay. Mm-hmm. Die down for a little while. And then you can be able to, come back at some point when the waters have calmed. You don't think that they understand this? Mm-hmm. You don't think that they know what they're doing in regards to when they make their products? You don't think they have this in mind? He didn't get that from anywhere. Mm-hmm. This is conversations that everybody has about very willy-nilly. And because they're going to go ahead and pay him, keep him under the table, that's so you don't have somebody who turns into a whistleblower on your hands. Mm-hmm. Keep my enemies, keep my friends closer, my enemies closer? Mm-hmm. It's just the way it is. Mm-hmm. We know that we got to make you happy or you're going to take this whole company down with you. That somebody probably pissed him off, and he went out there and was saying that on hot mic.
Yeah. Also, too, like he was saying how it's like the meat is like fake. Well, like, obviously you already know, like it's not, the most natural meat in there, but it's like 3D printed, bioengineered.
Oh my God.
But then actually people are like, kind of like, I sue for this because it's falsified. But actually on the back of the can, it says made with bioengineered product.
That's crazy.
And that's just like, also too, is like, you say it's for poor people, and then you're giving the quote-unquote poor people, like, 3D printed food is even extra crazy. It's like you're not worthy of the real stuff.
Diabolical. We're not even going to waste real food on you.
Yeah.
We think that you are less than, so we're going to give you less than.
Yeah. It's just wild.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad, the income disparity in this country. The wealth gap is so large that they continue to just make billions of dollars off of poor people's backs, continue to make themselves richer, and an executive gets fired for saying all of these slanderous things. No, that's just everyday talk for you people that got out.
I mean, they're all saying it. Everybody with money in their pocket.
Yeah.
Looking at all you poor people, like. It's just, crazy.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I hope somebody throws a can of Campbell's soup at his ass every time that he shows his face. Uh-huh. Just to show you how real it is. You see how it feels poor, doesn't it? Yeah? You feel that poorness hitting your head? Moving on. Let's see here. Study says men who break traffic rules make the best husbands. These reports are insane. Psychologists say a man willing to break small traffic rules like making a bold U-turn may be showing more than impatience. Rule-bending confidence can signal adaptability, creative problem solving, and the ability to change course when someone isn't working. In relationships, those traits often translate into someone who can rethink plans, stay flexible under pressure, and navigate challenges without shutting down. You believe any of that garbage? It sounds good to me. I'm rolling with it.
I would say, like, small traffic rules, like, okay, like, we all roll through a stop sign here and then, but, like, to break, like, the actual traffic rules, like, those I feel like the worst type of men on the road. It's like I would never want to be with somebody like that.
Right.
Like, going 80 miles an hour in traffic, swerving in and out of lanes, almost killing people.
Yeah.
Shutting off their ugly sports car.
Could you imagine some woman's like, oh
big
my God,
trucks.
the way he's moving through these lanes. Such a trustworthy person.
Hey, we're gonna kill somebody. If I'm in that car too, like I wasn't dating this person, but I was in a car with a man that was very aggressive driver, and I'm like, get me out of like,
yeah,
pull over and I will walk.
I will walk.
I don't want to be in this type of situation. Like, this is not a.
I feel safer on the side of this road than in this vehicle. It's nuts.
Yeah. So that, like, I don't get where they would get that logic from. Like, oh, you're assertive, you break rules. I'm like, I don't think that's okay.
You know what? I'm sick of people. I really am. Like, I'm just ready to just get my ticket to Mars and just go. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, that's like you seeing somebody that can be able to create, like, these impressive knots, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, my goodness, he must have had, must have been a part of the Boy Scouts of America. These knots are amazing. You got lime bags all over his house. Oh my goodness, he must be a gardener. He must be really good with his hands. Like, this is great. Some things you got to be able to see and mark them off as a red flag instead of a green flag or a green light. That man is a serial killer with those knots and those lime bags around his house. That doesn't mean that he can work well. He can work well with his hands when he when he gets rid of you. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. How does one equate to the other?
I don't know. Oh yeah, like some of these studies now coming out are just like,
just dumb.
Who are you studying?
Just stealing money from the government. Yeah. Let's just give them a study so they can keep our funding going. What are you studying today? Oh, we're studying how cats and mice get along. What?
Yeah.
That there's some symbiotic relationship where they're just attracted to each other. What?
It's like what you've been seeing your whole life is fake. This is the truth.
They're actually best friends, in a past life. Studies have shown. Where are we getting these studies from? Huh? I just can't. I want this timeline to end. I just do. I just want this timeline to be over. Here's an interesting one. Crazy scene unfolds as an alleged side piece crashes a funeral. Jumps on the casket while it's being lowered. There's some audio here. Where is it? I told you that your camera. She's literally on top of the casket. No! With the flowers and just bawling her eyes out. That's why as they're lowering the casket into the ground. Baby girl, you gotta get up. And they grab her and forcefully grab her out of there. Yo, forcefully grab her out of there. Man. I've heard stories. And this is how you know that, like, families are just, like, so messy and toxic. Everybody has a dysfunctional family. Somebody passes. Everybody's at the funeral, and they're paying their respects. You got people who hate the person, love the person, who are indifferent, may have not been around this person for a very long time because it fell out or whatever it is, and now you hear the person's dead, and you're going to go pay your respects. So there's a whole, like, variety and gamut of different types of people here. And I've heard these stories that the side piece comes, the other family comes, and they're paying their respects. And everybody's like, who are these kids? Mm-hmm. Who is this person? Oh, this is my husband such and such. This is his family over here. What are you talking about? Mm-hmm. Oh, I've been with this man for the last 25 years. I've been married to this man for the last 30 years. And that happens so much. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous how many significant others or baby moms or side pieces come to the funeral, and now there's an issue.
It's like crazy because like obviously like you're grieving for the person, but then you find out like they've been stabbing me behind my back for the past 30 years.
All that grief is out the window now.
Yeah. How am I supposed to feel
I'm
now?
knocking you out. I'm knocking this side piece out, and I'm gonna make sure I'll open this casket and knock you out. Knock you out again.
Yeah.
Yes, people are so crazy. You don't know anybody for sure. And that's the scary thing, is that you just don't know. Like I said, you can be married to a guy for 40 years, Silent Assassin. And people say, oh my goodness, Bob was such a great guy. You know? And then you go ahead and you say, you know what? He always was working in his office. And he was always down there, you know, spent a lot of time in his office. I never really bother him because he always never wanted to be bothered. And there's a lot of times where he used to lock the door as well. But he was always accessible. If I needed him for something, he would come out and help me and go back. Have you ever been in the room? No. Okay. Let's go open the room. You go open the room, and there's lime bags. There's lime bags all over the room. You've been married to a serial killer for the last 40 years.
That's what the Long Island serial killer.
Yeah.
No idea, allegedly.
This is what I'm trying to say, is that you don't know anybody for sure. That's all I'm saying. You might just have a side piece roll up on you. It's craziness. Moving on. Unemployed son dressed as his dead mom to collect her pension in a Mrs. Doubtfire scam. Now, here's the part that makes me laugh. Yo, he could have got away with this shit.
Yeah.
He looks like his mother. This is hilarious. Not gonna lie, he did a good job with the disguise. Yep, would have fooled me. That's what I'm saying. This is something that I don't know how they caught him. Let's see how they caught him. Do they have anything here? It says Italian authorities say a 56-year-old man pretended to be his dead mother for 3 years so he can keep collecting her pension. As she died, he hid her mummified body in their home and dressed in wigs and makeup to impersonate her, even renewing her ID card. Wow.
Is it Egin?
Huh?
Is it Egin?
Yep. What did I say? Oh, Ed Gein. Yeah.
Same type of like the keeping the body mummified. Wearing
Did he even keep the body mummified? It was just out there.
Yeah, just chilling. Skeleton.
It's crazy. I gotta watch it again. Ed Gein story is crazy. Police uncovered the scam after a government worker noticed his masculine features. But hold on. All right. Now, enough. That's profiling. Okay?
You can't say that.
You can't say that now. You can't talk about, somebody's masculine features. You can't do that.
No.
That is not admissible in court. Okay? If I was his lawyer, I said, hold on. You know, there's a lot of people who associate certain things. We live in a time that's the way it goes. We cannot use this as evidence in court.
It's a hate crime.
It's a hate crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's illegal. And you use illegal measures to go solve this case. Get a man back his pension. Okay? His mom's still... his mother's still alive. His mother's still alive. That's craziness, though. Yo, I'm telling you, you would look at these pictures. I'm going to send it to you, Silence, because he looks very, very similar to his dead mother. And I don't know what they talk about. Maybe he wore the wrong dress and he was showing too much muscle. Or sometimes maybe he's showing too much leg too. Like you gotta be careful. That don't look like no old lady to me. Let me call the authorities. You want to look as bad as possible. Wear some big ass clothes. You don't want to look too good.
That's crazy.
Right? You see he looks like his mom.
Yeah.
It's craziness.
Got like the same neck.
Same neck.
Smile lines. You got the makeup on point, the hair.
Oh, filming on Scary Movie 6 has officially wrapped. I can't wait for this. Scary Movie is one of the best franchises that they had out there, man. So I am looking forward to that.
Let's say who's the other Wayne brothers in it.
Yeah, I think so. Says, Anna Faris is back. Regina Hall and the Wayans brothers are all set to star in the film. I can't wait for that. It's gonna be good.
Movies they're gonna do.
Huh?
So I wonder what movies they're gonna do. If like they're gonna do like newer.
Yeah,
ones or,
I would hope so.
yeah.
I would hope so, man. Wow. Was this from... Did I talk about this already? No. U.S. grocery costs hit a record average of $1,030 a month for a family of 4. That's a lot.
Yeah. That's like, obviously rent is more than that, but that's like a rent like payment. $1,000 just for food is insane.
Well, you know what I'm gonna say. You chose this.
Yeah.
This is a big one here. I don't know if you heard about this. Macaulay Culkin is open to returning for new Home Alone.
Yeah, I did see that. I feel like that would be like a good remake, like out of all the remakes that have come back, and to see him, because he was like one of like the most prolific child actors.
Oh,
he
yeah.
hasn't been in anything.
He was awesome.
Yeah, so for him to come back would be.
And on top of that, too, he wouldn't be Kevin McCall. I mean, obviously, he's going to be the father now.
Yeah, but he's not the kid. Or
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So that would be, because they bought, there was a few remakes, like, with different people, and it doesn't feel the same. Like, it's not the same movie.
Right.
Like, you have to have, Macaulay Culkin there.
You know, if they were going to do this over, you got to bring everybody back.
Yeah, the whole
Like, I
whole
understand
squad.
that Joe Pesci's like 98 years old, 100 years old right now. You need to bring back my other guy, curly-haired dude. You got to bring... And the storyline that I would tell is Kevin McAllister is now... He's a dad, right? And families, they're planning vacation. And he's one of those parents that works super hard, doesn't have any time off, is kind of overstressed that he doesn't have time for himself anymore. He remembers a time as a kid, like, damn, like, I remember being left alone, but also loving it because I was able to have that time by myself, right? So I've never been by myself since. And they go ahead and they're planning this trip, and lo and behold, everybody's getting ready, and dad's sleeping somewhere, or he didn't get there in time, and dad's home alone again. The family's on vacation, and for some reason, Marv and Harry return. And instead of there's a kid being a catalyst, it's still Kevin McAllister. But now he's a grown-ass man that's going to go ahead and booby-trap this house to be able to make it whatever. So now you can put an adult version on Home Alone. That'd be fire.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely like, whenever like a remake is announced, like it depends what it is. Like I'm kind of iffy on it, but that's definitely something I would love
Yeah.
to see. And have him come.
Have the Wet Bandits be good guys in this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
They can help
they,
him.
Yeah, exactly. They can
bandits
help
come in.
Kevin.
Yeah.
They can help Kevin.
2 old men throwing paint buckets.
Yeah.
downstairs.
You know what I mean? Some cartel comes in, whatever story they tell, and Kevin McAllister gets gangster. You know what I mean? I'd like that. Because we got to pay homage to Bruce Willis because he's no longer going to be doing movies, unfortunately, because of the whole dementia thing that he's having. And shouts to him, man. That's such a sad story, but I mean, their family's strong. They're going through it. But yeah, I would love to see some version of that type of Home Alone. I would like that. It's good. That is my irrelevant news of the week.
You got to be kidding me. I mean, how
Bring
do
back
you
Home
watch
Alone,
that?
goddamn.
I mean, yeah, they stink.
Basketball news. Silent Assassin. Where are we going to start? We will start with the Lakers. Lakers should be playing right now. They're playing the Dallas Mavericks. I don't know what the score is. They better not be losing this game. Let me see what's happening there. Let me see. Oh, Texas beat Texas A&M. What? Arch Manning. He belongs to the Jets. Okay, so Lakers and Mavs are battling it out right now. Lakers are up 3. And reports have come down that the NBA has deemed their, and we're talking about the Lakers here, have deemed the Lakers court for the NBA Cup, because you don't watch Silent Assassin, but the thing is, with the NBA Cup, every team has a custom floor for the NBA Cup games. They have the trophy, they have these just different colors. It looks very, very nice in regards to presentation-wise. Problem is, the Lakers have complained about these courts being too slippery. It's a hazard. All of this different paint that's there, it's just the court doesn't absorb it well. So you're causing more of an issue having this pomp and circumstance, but it's not allowing the players to be as good as they need to be, because if you're scared about slipping, that's a problem. I remember slipping on a court. This is why my knee's on backwards all these years, because I slipped on something and that was it. So you got to protect your players. So for the fact that they went ahead and deemed it unplayable, they took it back to the manufacturer. They're going to go ahead and make some adjustments. Like, here's my thing. We don't need all that garbage. We don't need all the stupid paint. Like, just keep it simple. You can write NBA Cup on one side. You can have the trophy or somewhere, but the whole court doesn't need to be this big thing. You know what I want that for? I want that for the NBA Finals. I don't care about the NBA Cup. I don't need you to go all out for the NBA Cup. Do that for the NBA Finals. Make sure that you have well-tested courts. They're vetted. They're being run through simulators. All of these things to be able to make sure that the courts are perfect for the NBA Finals. I don't care about nothing else. So I'm glad that somebody stepped in and said, get these courts out of here, fix them, and if you don't fix them, then we're just going to use the regular court and just have a little bit of some type of decal on it and says that, hey, this is an NBA Cup game. What do we need this big-ass decoration for? I don't get it.
Yeah, like, do something cool with, like, the jerseys or all that extra stuff. Like, with the court, it don't make sense to change anything. Like, literally you have, like, how they have in baseball, they spray paint with, like, the series that's going on. So they just paint, like you said, like, NBA Cup, that's it. Put the trophy. But like I saw last year, like, with I think the Bulls or something, like, how they had, like, the court all black and whatnot and stuff. Like, it's just unnecessary. And, too, like, if it's causing problems with the players, like, obviously you don't want that. Because they're not going to want to play as aggressive if they're worried about, slipping on the court and hurting themselves. So
player safety is the most important thing, or you would think it is, right? You would think it is. But yeah, I mean, that's good on the Lakers for being able to recognize that. Luka called the court pretty much paraphrasing garbage. So yeah. So AD returns to LA for the first time since the trade. And let's see what the actual score is here. Score is 98-94. Anthony Davis has 10 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds in 20 minutes. So he's going to be on a limited duty. Who else is playing well on this team right now? We have Max Christie, P.J. Washington, Najee Marshall. Oh, Klay Thompson is 3 for 8. Okay, Klay. He ain't look too washed yet. Megan probably leaving him alone. Good. You got Doncic and Reeves. LeBron only has 9 points, 7 assists, but that's all right. So, yeah, that's the thing. It's that AD being back, I think the fans are going to treat him well. They're going to, I'm sure they gave him a nice video. To me, it's just like, it ends a chapter that is bittersweet for me as a fan, just because I remember so vividly when he got here how he changed this team overnight, how they were such a great powerhouse team because they had this young, athletic, multifaceted guy that's anchoring your defense, on top of being able to be that dynamic offensively. So you had a guy that could be able to give you 28 points, 12 rebounds, couple of assists, 3 or 4 blocks. Like, this is a guy that can fill it up. He can shoot the three a little bit. He was so dynamic, especially in the bubble. This is a guy that was just destined to be a great player for the Lakers. And I just feel that a lot of that has gotten muddied a bit just because he did have some injuries. They had some playoff disappointments. Some of his lackluster approach to getting better in the offseason. Certain comments that he's made saying that, we need to go get a center. We need this. Like, dude, you are the center. If they ain't got it, that means that they feel that they don't need it. So stop complaining and just do what you got to do. But because he did this for so long, for me, again, it muddies the waters. It doesn't make me enjoy AD as much as I should. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the championship. If I can have any influence on the trade that happened back then, I would tell them to pull the trigger again. Because if you get a championship out of that decision, I think it's well worth it. It's well worth it. If I sign somebody to a 10-year contract, and by year 2 or year 3 you get me a title, washed. The rest of that contract is washed. So again, I think that's where a lot of Laker fans are, just because we remember and appreciate his contributions to the team in 2020 in that bubble, the purest form of basketball that we've ever seen. That, to me, is his legacy. Everything after that was just kind of backwards. Just kind of fell away. You know what I mean? And this just bittersweet to see him on that team. I don't think that he's going to be a Dallas Maverick for very long. I think that if he can be able to show that he can be healthy and stay on the court, be productive, then you're going to see a lot more teams interested in signing him and trading for him and all of this other stuff. So, moving on. What do I think about Ja Morant? I think Ja Morant, in any other league, if this was a jailhouse league, it'd be fine. If this was a rec league, you'd be fine. But this is the professional basketball or National Basketball Association. This is where all the pros play. This is where the best of the best are supposed to be playing. And for Ja Morant to continue to jeopardize his career with being a fucking knucklehead, it just bothers me. Like, you're in street clothes and you're jaw-jacking at Klay Thompson. You're putting your hand in his face. Like, what happened? Like, I don't understand why guys feel they have to act tough that never behave that way in any other aspect of life. Like, I don't know who put the battery in your back, but it looks corny. Like, Ja Morant is starting to become one of the most hated players, not just in basketball, but just in sports. Because you continue to do things to make people want to hate you. Like, is that your intention? Is that your intention to go out of your way to make sure that people don't like you? Because you're doing a very good job, kid. And you're making the Memphis Grizzlies their job even easier to be able to part ways with you and take a gym bag back for you. Hell, they might just pay you just to stay home. Just be able to rid themselves of the problem. One black man to the other. I don't like to see that. But I also don't like to see when it's self-inflicted wounds. It's not like somebody put you there because they just want to put you there because it's a Tuesday. Right? You are causing yourself issues with your behavior. You are making yourself noteworthy and newsworthy because of your behavior, not because of what you're doing on the court helping your team win or lose. It's your antics off the court or while the game is going on, timeouts, and like, dude, who the fuck does Ja Morant think he is? And that's my whole thing, is that don't be the jerk. Don't become the guy that nobody wants to be around. Because at the end of the day, when you become that guy that nobody wants to be around, and then at some point you ask those same people for help, what do you think is going to happen to you? What's going to happen when all the money dries up? You think that entourage is going to be as big? His father will still be there. His parents will still be there because they love him. Do you think the yes men and all the people that roll with him are going to be around if the money stops tomorrow? I just don't understand. Act like an adult. Act like you've been there before. Nobody's saying that you can't trash talk and be all in the game with other players on another team. But once you cross the line of trying to be tough, that to me is weird behavior. Call me crazy, but I think it's weird behavior. And I don't necessarily believe that Ja Morant wants to be in Memphis. I just think that he's kind of buying his time. And I think Memphis is buying their time as well. It's just one of those unholy, unnatural partnerships that needs to be severed. And it's time for him to go. Maybe the Clippers will take him. Hey, take him. We don't care about them. We staying 10 feet away from them with the black cat going over there. We don't care. So that's my thing. It's just like, dude, stop being a punk. It's one thing to be, disrespectful, but there's another thing to try to be something that you're not. Because we see right through it, dude. Your pops hold his weight, not you. That wasn't your job. Your job was a hoop. Let the other people handle the other stuff. Moving on. The Kings are desperately trying to move Zach Lavine. And it's hilarious because when I seen the roster, I was over here like, okay, they got a lot of high-end talent, but they got a whole bunch of dudes that nobody wants. That's the worst type of feeling, right? When you on a team with a bunch of dudes that nobody cares for. It's like, hey, y'all all right, y'all good, but y'all not going nowhere. The Kings suck. There was this fan that crashed out that got escorted out of the building because he's yelling at Zach Lavine. Yo, you're trash. And Zach Lavine says something to him like, shut up, you bought a ticket or what? It's something like to that effect. And the dude's like, yo, I came all of this way for you to score 8 points and you're not even contributing to helping this team? Like, get out of here. And that's another thing with the entitlement to these players, with these fans. We know that some fans say some outlandish stuff that you got to ignore. But at the end of the day, like, why are you going back and forth with a fan that's literally just voicing his displeasure and his right to do so? Like, these players have too thin of skin. Everything bothers them. Hey, well, he said something to me, so I got to react. I got to go to my podcast and talk about it. Same thing with Draymond and Kenyon Martin. Kenyon Martin was asked a question, and he went ahead and talked about and answered the question. He never really mentioned Draymond Green in some negative light. But that's what I'm talking about, is that these players, they're just so sensitive. Let's move on. But you always have to be right. These players nowadays, they always have to be right. They got to get the last laugh. They got to get the last word in it. Just be an adult and be a professional. Move on. If a fan's opinion on your play makes you that mad, then you're really going to have a hard time with people that have their opinions in your life that have to tell you things. What are you going to do? Shut them down? I don't want to talk about it. It's crazy, bro. But at the end of the day, it is the Kings. So at the end of the day, who cares? Who cares how bad they are? Let them continue to be bad. Nobody wants Zach Lavine because he's making like $89 million. We don't care. Stay there. Stay there. Stay there and be bad. I don't want you nowhere near my Lakers. I don't want to hear no rumors about LA. No. If you're gonna go to an LA team, go to the Clippers. Go with the dehumidifiers and the space heaters in the basement. Go there. Because nobody wants, and you know what, that's a perfect segue. Let's just go ahead and talk about the Clippers, please. You had Kawhi Leonard, and we always love to talk about the jinx that is Kawhi Leonard. The jinx and the crook.
What?
Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Go to my bookmark. So they asked him a
after
question.
the sixth time, Zach Lavine leaves his
the
men.
Zach Lavine thing. They asked him a question, and this is Kawhi Leonard we talking about here. About
you say get more talent. Is that like internal? You guys have obviously had some unfortunate circumstances, like you said. You missed time. Brad's been out for the year, but in previous seasons, that hasn't been totally abnormal for this group to have guys in and out, and they've still kind of found ways to stay around 500 or above 500. What do you think is the difference with this group, where it's been such a struggle to kind of sustain some of the blows you guys have taken early?
Just got to get the right lineups on the court, I guess. Get some more talent, play with better talent.
he sounds the same way.
You say get more talent. Is that like internally, externally?
I'm saying like playing better. Like we all just got to play better, make shots, move the ball a little bit more, trust one another, and just get better.
You guys.
How much more talent you need, Kawhi? Weren't you supposed to be talent? Didn't they sign you to be the leader and the king of New York? You're supposed to be able to take the reins of this team and go ahead and push them through until you can be able to get some of the cavalry back and some reinforcements or maybe a trade. But you over here telling the media, yeah, we need more talent. What is you? What do you do? Except miss 90% of the games that you're supposed to be playing. This is why the Clippers are in the spot that they're in, is that you have guys like him that are saying things about this team and having opinions about what they should do. You don't know how to win. You went to the Toronto Raptors, and shouts to Toronto Raptors. They're playing great basketball right now. You got to give them some flowers. But you went to the Raptors way back when, won a championship, and all of a sudden everybody wants to reinvent the wheel. Everybody wants to talk about Kawhi Leonard like he's the next thing since Michael Jordan. What are we talking about here? This is a guy that went to San Antonio. He was there with a bunch of Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame head coach. He just had to go in there and play defense. They asked you for to do nothing. Play defense, hit an occasional shot outside. So even if the Greg Popovich run is over as coach, why do you think that you are in a position to be able to say anything about acquiring new talent? Work with the team that you got. And if you're not happy with the team that you got, well, guess what? A pig sometimes lays in their own shit. It doesn't mean they don't want to get up, but they're just content with the shit. And that's the Clippers, is that no matter how good things are, no matter if they're flying high, Silent Assassin, they will always be attracted to the garbage. And they'll always find themselves being drawn to the light of the dehumidifier. They're going to be drawn to the heat of the space heater. They're going to be drawn to the smell of 1,000 bathrooms. They're going to be attracted to the guy who doesn't say much and has a whole bunch of holes in his leg. That's what they'll answer to. Kawhi Leonard. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. This is why I love talking about the Clippers. I love talking about the Clippers because they're a disaster. They're just a disaster on wheels. And I love it. I knew that this would happen. This is one of the greatest seasons of all time for me. The Lakers are playing well, and the Clippers are not. I've been hearing for 5 years, Silent Assassin, how good the Clippers are. Oh, they're a piece away of winning a championship. They're a piece away from... They're a piece away of going to prison. That's what they are, right? Pablo Torre got one more story to drop. That's going to be able to drop that hammer on the Clippers and have Adam Silver say, enough. Enough. You got to go. We're voiding this contract. We're closing this down. We're sending this team to Mexico City. That's what's going to happen. And I'll be here waiting. But for Kawhi Leonard to say that you need help, how much help you need? That's my whole thing. Stop crying. Stop crying. Play basketball. How about you be available for more games that they need that you actually available for? Instead of you coming for 40 games, how about you go play 75? Try it. I never seen a bunch of players in a league that complain to go to work, but yet cash the check on Friday. You ever seen people that do that? They go ahead and go call out sick on payday, but still end up getting to the office to go pick up the check. So you're too young for that. People get Zelle and they have what's the other thing they call it? Wire transfer. That's not it. What's it called? Direct deposit, right? That wasn't a thing back when we was young, right? Wasn't a thing. So you always had the slacker at the job that he called out on a Monday and he'll call out on the occasional payday, right? But he will find himself down at the job to collect the check. So clearly you're not that sick.
Yeah, just like pretend coughing.
Right.
Fucking.
Your ass could have came to work and you would have been able to divvy up the responsibility, but now I gotta work double because your ass don't want to be here. You clocked out or you called at 8:57 when you're supposed to be here at 9. That's what Kawhi Leonard and these NBA players are. You complain about going to work, but you collect the check. You come and collect that check. So instead of crying about, we don't have no talent, we got to make sure that we have the good lineups. Ty Lue's a great coach. Ty Lue's a guy that knows how to do things. He's won a championship. You think he's going to listen to you? He said, bro, this is the first time I've seen you in like 6 weeks. And you over here, you got cameras in your face and interview and reporters. What they reporting, what they asking you? Huh? How was being home? What Netflix documentaries did you watch? That's what they should be asking you. Nothing about basketball, because you ain't playing no basketball. Moving on. Look, I could do a whole show about how much I hate the Clippers. I'll do a whole show. Did you hear about the got something in my throat. This one paused. And I mentioned it a little bit. Kenyon Martin and Draymond Green have been at it for like the past month. It hasn't been that long, but it feels like it. Well, Kenyon Martin was like, yo, there's some real enforcers back in the day, named the enforcers, and said that there's nobody really in this era that kind of is about it off the court and also about it on the court. And I think Draymond was mentioned, and he didn't even really throw shade at Draymond, but Draymond took it as offense, and now they've been going back and forth, and it's just like, why do people feel the need to be so, I don't know, like they feel like they have to like snap back and say something, and like, bro, if you believe that you're a Hall of Famer, if you and he is a Hall of Famer, right? I believe that Kawhi Leonard. I believe that Draymond Green is gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer just because of his importance to Golden State, the 4 championships that he has, the versatility that he's had in his career. But let's be honest, like when you talk about complete basketball players, when you talk about the best basketball players in the world, Draymond Green is never mentioned. So when the conversation started to get heated and insults are starting to get thrown back and forth, Kenyon Martin was just like, yo, dude, like, I was the number 1 pick. I led my team in scoring while getting to the NBA Finals. When have you ever done that? When have you ever been anything more than Steph's lackey? Like, I can name 25 power forwards that are better than you in history. And 25 is being nice. But then people always have this like that you have to defend your legacy. If I'm Draymond Green, what am I defending my legacy to you for? You're Kenyon Martin, good player, but you didn't win a championship. So at the end of the day, it's just like, yo, your opinion is your opinion. If you feel that I'm not this or whatever it is, that's cool. That's fine. I'll pick up the phone, call you. We can converse. We can have a conversation about the situation. But everybody feels that they have to jump on their podcast and air out their grievances. This is the newer version of Mean Girls. This gossip garbage, man. It's just like, and mind you, there's a lot of people that eat it up, right? They're gonna be on top of it. They're gonna watch every video that happens, every response, every reaction, whatever it is. And it's just like, I get it, man, for views and ratings and all this stuff, but there really is a time where guys gotta be better, man. Guys just gotta like agree to disagree. There doesn't need to be this like insult, like getting personal type shit. That's what I want. Just keep the personal stuff out of the conversation, man. Keep it basketball. I would love to see Kenyon Martin and Draymond Green play one-on-one. That'd be crazy. Kenyon Martin's an old-ass man. He would just foul Draymond, but Draymond fouls anyway. So that'd be an interesting competition right there. But yeah, for me, it's just like, yo, look, just squash it. Go about your way and keep doing what y'all doing. Because at this point, Kenyon Martin is an analyst. He's a commentator on basketball. He's going to go ahead and say things. You may not always agree with it, but this is a player coming from his own player perspective, having his opinion. Everybody has an opinion. So if you want to challenge it, you can go ahead. But at the same time, I don't have to change my opinion just because you feel a way. So that's my thing. Leave it alone, guys. Move on. Y'all are bigger than that. Again, shouts to the Raptors for doing what they're doing. Brandon Ingram, slender man, he has stepped into his own big-time leadership over there. I didn't know that the Toronto Raptors were going to be this viable. They're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Probably you can be able to start saying that they're one of the best teams in the league right now based on how they're playing. So, you know, I want to give them their flowers. I want to give them their fair due because when you see stories like this, like the Detroit Pistons, the Toronto Raptors, you know, other teams that have done this in the past. I remember when the Memphis Grizzlies rose to power and they were the gangster Grizzlies. They were the team that you didn't want to play. Like, those things you remember because of all the lean years that they had prior to that, trying to put these pieces together, trying to figure out what identity they had as a team. So the Raptors doing what they're doing right now, very, very impressive. All right, Silent Assassin, lead the way. Mets news.
Yeah, Mets news. Not many good things have come out.
No.
Reportedly about what was going on last year in the locker room and how player dynamics were.
We talked about this. Now, I don't want to set the stage because we talked about prior to the season, something feels off about this team. Mm-hmm. We couldn't pinpoint it. Remember back in 23 when Diaz tore his knee up? Mm-hmm. We were just like, there's an omen here. Mm-hmm. There's a bad omen on this team, and I think it's gonna follow us the whole year. Mm-hmm. And it ended up following us the entire year. Yeah. This felt very similar to that. Mm-hmm. Where the excitement of the Juan Soto contract happened. And most Mets fans, if not all Mets fans, were excited to acquire Juan Soto. But when you bring in a player of that caliber and you sign a contract that massive, there are going to be players that side-eye you when you get into camp, especially if you, depending on how you roll up, what car you're in, how you are greeted by the press or how you're greeted by front management, you know what I mean? Front office management, how glowing and chitty chatty they are with you. Oh, well, they weren't like that with me. Mm-hmm. All of those things. There's a resentment that starts to build. And go ahead and pass it to you, but it never felt like Lindor and Soto got along to me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I even remember you saying it in the earlier part of the season last year, how, Soto was kind of struggling, and then you mentioned, like, they have to kind of work on their dynamic. You can tell they're kind of still trying to work things out with each other. Yeah. And that just never kind of came out, like, the whole season. Right. Obviously, Soto turned it around, but Lindor and him just never really seen them have, like, a moment where it's like, okay, like, they're like boys, they're cool, like, they're in it together. It was always very separate. And anytime, like, Soto was kind of having some fun. He was always on the other side of the dugout with certain players and not really with celebrating with everybody. And just the whole season, like, there was never really, personally, like we talked about, like, one person that you could look to and be like, hey, like, they need to figure it out. Like, it was a bunch of people kind of all pointing fingers about who is that person. And anytime, like, on press conferences after the game, it was always like, we have so much talent here, we don't know what the problem is. And that obviously isn't a problem in itself, but really the problem is that no one is taking that responsibility for the team, like, saying, like, hey, we suck, we need to be better. And granted, they could have said that, behind the scenes, but not to the public, and the fans are kind of like, the Mets, you guys are terrible. Like, you need to make a big change, and that change
Fire
never
coach,
happened.
something.
Yeah, like, just make that big shift where, like, the guys are, like, kind of like, okay, like, they're serious. Like, we got to turn things around, and it never got to that point. You had some winning streaks here and there, but then as a whole, like, it was a whole team collapse. Earlier in the season, I would say we got lucky because the pitching was, spectacular.
Yeah.
But offensively,
couldn't hit.
Those players, like, just never meshed well together.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the whole team needs to hit, not 4 guys who always hit. Like, you expect that from them. And just, like, no, like, real guidance. Obviously, you had some people say this person's the leader of our team, and then other people are saying it's this person. You have the fans saying it's Lindor. And it just kind of makes weird dynamics in the clubhouse because it's kind of like you want that one guy to have, like, the main respect of the room, and if they don't have that, then there's no leadership, there's no one to look to, and it's just a bunch of guys just playing for themselves, essentially.
Absolutely.
And whatnot. So, and 2, there was problems with Jeff McNeil and Lindor going at it again, like how they were a few years ago. Obviously, and that's never a good sign that, are having serious arguments and then stuff that's never really been mended. Lindor had bought Jeff McNeil that car a couple years ago for winning the batting title, but even people are like, this is kind of a lame move that you wait so long to get him the car, and it's not even nothing special. It's like a $30,000 Ford Bronco, whatever it was. He's like, no, this is the car you wanted. But then you see Soto get Brett Beatty like $80,000-$90,000 decked out SUV. So it's kind of like that could be even too, like, hey, look what I got this guy and you got.
I bet you
Jeff
he didn't.
Bumcar.
I bet you he didn't even get him the higher package. He got him the lower package one where you got to pay for the upgrade.
He was probably like, okay, like, I'll get you a car if you could do this because you suck so bad.
Right.
And then McNeil went ahead and won the batting title. He's like, oh, like, now I got to do something with this.
Lindor does not like Jeff McNeil. And that's the whole point is that, going back to what you were talking about with the leadership, it's everybody's leadership. Whoever's in leadership has a different leadership style. I think that the best leaders are the ones that are chameleons, that they can be able to get a hold of you or, converse with you or motivate you. And it's tailor-made to your situation. It's not this blanket, uniform approach to leadership, right? You can be able to go to different guys and be able to get the best out of them, right? Like, that to me is a real true leader. And Dwight Howard, I use this comparison all the time. Dwight Howard joined the Lakers back when Kobe was still playing, still alive, rest in peace. But Dwight Howard and Kobe Bryant did this all the time. And why is that? Is because Dwight Howard would tell people that Kobe's too serious, takes everything too serious. When Bret Hart, what am I saying? What's his name? Lindor. Where Lindor is more about having fun and being jovial and caring about his fashion and all this other stuff. And, Kobe Bryant is a business guy. Like, we're putting this in. So when Kobe Bryant and Dwight Howard, they just don't mesh. Same thing with Lindor and maybe Soto, or Lindor and McNeil, or Lindor and Brandon Nimmo. Or like all of these guys are they're different personalities. And if you got the guy that everybody says he's supposed to be the guy, then if you have a mock of what a leader should be in your head, and you turn to this guy, and he has none of those qualities that you think that he should have, and he's like, well, I'm a better leader than he is, it's going to cause tension.
Yeah.
It's going to cause a problem.
Even too, like I mentioned earlier in the week, that there was some allegation that like behind the scenes, Lindor is not as serious as he puts off to the media to be. He's kind of that
He's
joking,
a goof.
fun guy.
Yeah.
When like Nimmo is a very serious player, and he
Overly serious.
Allegedly felt some type of way of Lindor being potential captain, and then there was kind of some tension there apparently with that. But if like all these guys have this idea of a leader, and then the fans and everyone's preaching for Lindor to be the captain, the leader, that kind of puts off the second one, because now Lindor is kind of walking around be like, hey, like, this is what is expected of me, like, this is what the fans are expecting, this is what, he has a great I would say the best player relationship with Cohen. So you have, the ownership is in love with me, takes care of my family and all that, so definitely makes other players kind of look some type of way.
Yeah, he's ingrained. He's kind of like the teacher's pet.
Yeah, which I feel like it is kind of like, I'm fine with it. Like, as if like he was the turning point for the Mets, and he's overcome a lot with the Mets, and he's been that kind of like shining light in the last couple of years, and he's brought like the team together in moments and the fans together and everybody. So I think like he is deserving of, a leadership or even, captain role. Or even like people were kind of saying back when David Wright's ceremony was like, it should be like a hybrid, like, or joint captain where it's Nimmo and Lindor, because they both done so much for the franchise and everything. So
listen, Keith Hernandez and Gary Carter were both captains.
Yeah. So you have like the lifelong, Mr. Met, takes like Nimmo.
Well, Keith was more of like the clubhouse captain. He wasn't like the official captain, but they both went ahead and kind of spearheaded the team. Like, they all looked at Gary Carter, right? But there's always different guys that can be able to have the voice that people listen to, right? But there should definitely just be one guy who's leading the troops. Unless you're that team that says, hey, listen, we're going to make you guys co-captains. Right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. But I don't know, man. It's a messed up situation, because Mike Puma had reported this with the New York Post, and the story just came out today. And I think that this is going to be hard for them to skate around. It's going to be a talking point going into camp. Now everybody's going to really start paying attention to the chemistry now, which means that guys are going to be overly fake. And that could also have a damaging effect on the season. They're going to have to figure this out. Clearly they're doing a shakeup. McNeil, he needs to be in Mars already. I just trade him for anything at this point. Reliever, whatever, minor league, just get him off the team. He's too emotional. We were talking about it off pod. It's like, everything bothers him. Could you imagine having a friend that every time you call that friend and you ask that friend, hey, what's going on with you? They always give you some drawn out emotional story. It's going to be draining to the point where you ain't gonna be calling that friend no more. You know what you'll do? You'll text them. And if they send you these 4-page texts, then you're gonna stop doing that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like that emotional friend is a draining friend to have. And if you have a teammate that's emotionally draining, it just sucks the life out of a team. And going back to what you said, the fact that, we're gonna talk about it right now, but certain players that are no longer here might have had an issue with the perception of who Lindor is to the media, and he's not who he is in the clubhouse, and that rubs me the wrong way. Is that he can be able to go up there and lie in front of y'all and put on this face like this is what he does in the locker room, and he's not like that at all. Which is, listen, I don't have a problem with it, right? Because I believe that everybody, if you're a professional, you're supposed to be able to put on your professional hat, make sure that you do, dress well, you present yourself well, you carry yourself well, but you can be a goof with your friends and your teammates and your family. There's nothing wrong with that. The problem is that the dynamic, if you have a lot of serious guys on the team that they don't gel with that, it's going to cause natural tension. It's just the way it is. Like, serious people don't get along with goofy people. That's the oil and water, right? It's just the way it goes. So they're gonna have to strike a balance, or they're gonna really have to shake this core up. And segue into that, I crashed out on Instagram. I did when the trade happened. Brandon Nimmo gets traded for Marcus Semien. I'm just like, really? This is what we're doing? You trade one of the 4 bats that literally kept this season afloat, and you replace them with Marcus Semien?
Yeah, I mean, a couple years ago, that's a steal for the Mets, but he's been on the decline the past couple years. He's not a young guy, but they want to improve their defense and leadership in the locker room. They want to change things up, and I really think the only way that they're going to change that if there's a whole complete new group of guys, because then you can build new relationships out of that. And I said, as the season ended, the only people are guaranteed on this team next year are Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor. Everyone else is, up for, trade or, not coming back.
Yeah.
And if that's what, David Stearns and Steve Cohen want to do, then I don't expect to have Pete Alonso back. Diaz, I think, still comes back, but Alonso was in those talks too of apparently not really vibing with the leadership in the clubhouse, and then one of his closest teammates is now traded away. It's not a good look for him to want to come back. So
I'm telling you, man, there's a lot of infighting here, and I think we've heard little reveals of it without them necessarily coming out and saying it. We've heard David Stern says, listen, this team needs a shakeup. We can't come back with the same team. That is GM talk for there's a problem here that we can't have this roll over again.
Yeah. Even I said, going back to every press conference with Mendoza or whatever, we have the talent, but we don't know why it's not working. It's why it's not working. You just don't want to, you're just over it. You don't want to, don't want to go out there and win games together. You just don't like each other. You're not vibing.
Yeah.
The season's over. Yeah.
Yeah. I think honestly, when you go back and look at this Silent Assassin, I think a lot of guys didn't give a fuck. I just think that they were just kind of just playing out the string.
Yeah. Because if they cared with that team, they're in the playoffs guaranteed.
Yeah.
And they should be in the playoffs guaranteed, but
100%.
Just didn't play out. But
I just don't think that they cared enough. I think a lot of guys were already thinking about vacation. Thinking about their next big contract. Thinking about playing in another market. Like, if it were me, like, again, I say it all the time. I think Pete is a great player. I think Pete has earned whatever long-term contract he gets from the Mets or any team. I think he's earned that, right, with his play. But at the same time, I truly believe that you need strong leadership in your locker room to be able to get those young players, keep them focused, especially in the bad times. Because that's what happened with them last year, Silent Assassin. Things got rough because they don't mess with each other. Mm-hmm. There was no coming together. Mm-hmm. It's just finger pointing. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, we're over here struggling. Mr. $800 million man can't save us. Why are you smiling over there? What are you so happy about? We just lost 8 straight games. Oh, don't worry about it because Lindor's not gonna be able to miss Fashion Week this week. You're gonna start hearing those jabs, those one-liners, all of those arguments and things that get louder. See, the one thing that people like to say, and you even you had said it, the Dodgers look like they have a lot of fun. You definitely look like you have fun when you're winning. Mm-hmm. Even if a team is fractured in regards to their personalities and their leadership in the clubhouse, if that team is winning games, it doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. But when you lose, losing becomes extremely toxic. The finger pointing gets a lot more aggressive. And I think that's what the Mets dealt with last season, is that the finger pointing was just too much. Mm-hmm. And when you have a manager like Carlos Mendoza he just sits there. Yeah, we're good. We're fine. Where's the adult in the room to be able to tell these dudes enough? You're going to be on a team with a bunch of players that you don't like or get along with, but you still have one common goal to be able to play as a team and advance. Mm-hmm. Cut the shit. That should have been the message. Mm-hmm. Not saying that it wasn't, but whatever message he did send them, it didn't land.
Also, too, I just thought about it, is he was obviously the Yankees bench coach, so he didn't really come from a lot of losing scenarios, and I guess how to even, work with that. And even the year prior, the Mets had some obviously bad stretches, and then you have players on the team like Jose Iglesias and JD Martinez kind of in that locker room lifting everyone up. That was the magic. And
Grimace.
Yeah, and Grimace, and kind of made, Mendoza kind of look better than I guess what he really was. So I really would like to see a big step up from him, and I said weeks ago, give it a month. If this team's not doing well, he's gone, which, would suck just because of the recycling of managers the past few years for the Mets has just been rough. You don't want to see that either, have a manager for 2 years and then they get let go just because they couldn't do their job. So it's who's kind of doing the interview process and kind of finding that one guy. It was Terry Collins how long ago, and then ever since then it's been a 2-year span of recycling managers. So.
Where are the adults in the room?
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. Where are the adults in the room? You just traded one. Mm-hmm. Brandon Nimmo. Now, we got Marcus Semien back in regards to him being a locker room guy, hard worker, coming off a Gold Glove this season, right? There's a lot to like with Marcus Semien. And I like the glove. Listen, if the back comes around, the back comes around. But the biggest thing that I am looking forward for Marcus Semien is the clubhouse dynamic. Mm-hmm. We need some adults in the room. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just, it sucks, man. It really sucks that we're here. But it all makes sense if this story is true. It all makes sense.
Yeah, it's not really shocking in any way. You could just kind of read the room last year and how things were. But yeah, like Marcus Simeon's ceiling is very high. Like he was once a great offensive player. So that could potentially come back. You know, the defense is great. He's won a World Series not too long ago, so he has that experience.
Right.
And I think he can, lead this team because obviously the past, players weren't meshing well, and there's going to be a big shift in the locker room. So,
yeah.
Fingers crossed. So we'll see what
Fingers
happens.
crossed. And this is a developing story, so I'm sure that there's more to come. So we seen a rumor out there that Framer Valdez might be heading to Queens, and the proposed contract is 6 years, $200 million. Do we believe any of this?
It's whenever it's projected, he'll probably end up going to the Red Sox or some team. Like, you never know with this stuff. I think he's definitely on the Mets
radar
target list. Yep. Like, even as a fan, I think he'd be a good pitcher to have. He's been great the last couple years, and we have no one really in the rotation that's we have like really good confidence behind. We have McClain, but we don't know how his sophomore year is going to be. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, what we've seen, it's very, very hopeful that he's going to be a great. But, again, you never know. So to have a player like that's been consistent the past few years will be great. But is he a good player to have in terms of, like, relationship-wise? Like, is he a team player? What we've seen last year, there was obviously that incident that's not really looking good, and what the Mets allegedly want in the clubhouse is team players and good bonding. So could that potentially kind of mess things up in the clubhouse?
Yeah,
is that worth it? Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is that you're gonna go ahead and go trade off Brandon Nimmo. This report come out now, and you're gonna be in on Framer Valdez. Now look, I don't want to make a big deal out of something that they might have squashed and everything is peace. But it's not nothing.
Yeah, and it was public in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
It's not something behind the scenes where you had it like, I don't like that, don't do that again. Like, let's be on the same page. Like, you did it in a live at-bat in front of thousands of people to see in a game, So that was just, very, very uncalled for and could have caused a lot of harm to a player. So,
yeah, I agree. It's just one of those things where it's like, we gotta figure it out, man. We gotta figure it out. I am not opposed to a Framer Valdez coming here because the talent is the talent. He has, ace caliber talent. Throws in the mid-90s. He's a ground ball pitcher. All of these things. So if you do obtain a guy like him, then now you got to make sure that your infield defense is like A1, because if you have a ground ball pitcher, then the infield is going to get a lot more work. Brett Beatty at third base or whoever they're going to have there. Lindor at short. You got Simeon at second. Those guys are going to get a lot more work, which means that got to be ready. You got to have run prevention. So here's that word that comes about again, right? Who do you think that the Mets have a higher percentage to land, Valdez or Zach Gallen?
I think Zach Gallen's a lot cheaper. So really, I guess depends on what Stearns wants to do. If he wants to keep to his, I want like a shorter term, cheaper deal.
I think he's full of shit.
Don't want to believe in that because, 6 years for Valdez, he's going to be close to 40.
Mm-hmm.
Giving him a lot of money, $200 million. It's over $30 a year. So I think just personally, I think Valdez fits the Mets better.
No, he does.
And then if they want to get a Gallen too for just to have another pitcher, okay, cool. But I think if it comes up to both of them, I think the smarter move would be Valdez. But.
Yeah, me too. I think Framer is definitely the way to go. But I got to be me, and I have to ask certain questions. If he's so good, and he is good, he's coming out of an organization that's one of the top organizations in baseball, Silent Assassin. Their pitching lab, great pitching lab, great hitting lab, great prospects, great scouts, great international pipeline. They have everything that you need. They know how to get their players from the minors to the bigs in a very, very rapid fashion. They churn out good prospects all the time because they're one of the most well-run organizations in sports. We're not just talking about baseball. So here's my question. And you might need to answer it for me, or maybe not. Maybe it's rhetorical because I already know the answer. Why don't the Astros want him?
It's like, ultimately what we know, no. But I think it just could be as simple as just they're kind of changing things up in their organization.
They did get rid of Bregman. They did get rid of Kyle Tucker, yes.
Yeah, their hitting coach, which now the Mets hitting coach,
right.
they let go of. They have some pieces there, but I think, they haven't made the playoffs in this year and the past however many years. Like, they've been kind of like a World Series contender almost every year. They won a few. I think it's just like the time maybe where it's just like, okay, let's try and save some money here. It's not going to be cheap, and let's kind of work with what we have in the organization, or make some trades for cheaper players and work with that and kind of fix them if they need fixing, because they have superstar pitching talent. Hunter Brown came in third for the Cy Young this past year. He looks really good. So just kind of build out that rotation, then kind of save that projected $200 million and kind of fill out other holes that they need to be fixed. But, we'll see.
Yeah, I agree. What was the other question I had? It was, why don't the Astros want him? And is he going to be a good locker room guy? Those are the things that are important to me. Like, I want, as much as I like top tier talent, I also want quality guys. I want guys who want to win. I want guys who are additions and values to a clubhouse. And I just think that the Mets just need to start from scratch. Not blow it up completely, but you got to find pockets to be able to put guys who can be able to blend any clique together. The Spanish players, the American players, whatever it is, to be able to bridge that gap and bring everybody together, especially when things are bad. It's not, you don't care about hanging out with your teammates when things are good. It's about hanging out with those same guys when things are looking terrible. Things are rough. Like, create a group chat. Go bowling. Hey, go watch Stranger Things together. How about that? Do something as a team, because this right now, like, this feels like the same old Mets. That we got to deal with this fucking type of drama. For what?
Even Nima had a interview, and he was saying how he just literally finished building out his house in Port St. Lucie.
Yeah.
It was meant for having these
spring training.
And during spring training, have these get-togethers with the players and whatnot, and just having a good time. And like him, like literally like spending money to build out this house to have the players kind of get together and have a good time, like, just shows like the little extra way he's willing to go.
That's crazy.
To fix things, but I feel the same way about the Mets. It's just I have no opinion until I see kind of what happens. It's gonna definitely hurt when we get that notification and Pete Alonso's on the Red Sox or whatever team it may be. I don't really have hopes of him coming back, especially after what happened. So
that would be unfortunate, especially if we cannot find somebody to replace those numbers. It's gonna be a long season for the New York Mets.
Like, you think about it, if Nimmo and Alonso are gone, that's almost, or is 200 runs scored. You know, how many runs is that? And, you know, to take away from a team is a significant amount of runs. So you can't really replace that. It's hard to replace. So
yeah,
we'll see.
It's those numbers that he puts up are monster numbers. Yes, is he a flawed player? Does he have some concerns with him? Yes. Well, all of those things to Met fans and to management should matter because of, you know, him as a DH. I think he translates well to being a DH. Like the glove has never been there, but the bat is going to be able to translate into age 36, age 37, age 38. Like, you can still be productive in the league being a full-time DH and having that type of power. Like, look how long Nelson Cruz played. The man played it until he was 63 years old. Like, and kept hitting bombs. So there's always room for that. JD Martinez, until he got to the Mets, was crushing home runs. Right? Couldn't hit 20 for us, but it's near here and there. So yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see what happens, you know, as the reports continue to come out, as agents are still talking to teams and trying to negotiate and stuff like that. You know, we got what's his name? Dylan Cease got 8 years, 210? No, 7 years, 210. To the Blue Jays. So, you know, if that's gonna be the market, then I'm curious to see how David Stearns reacts to that, because he's probably like, oh, 7 years, no.
Yeah.
Like, at that point, it's like, oh, dude, like the best. There's a great pitcher out there that wants to be with you. If he wants 6, you give him the 6. Like, we've talked about this ad nauseum. If the Mets win a World Series within the next 2 years and you sign a contract for 6 or 7, and the back end of that contract is garbage, you won the World Series. You understand what I'm saying? So it's well worth it. You got your money back.
Yeah.
So if you have to eat some bad contracts on the back end, then so fuck be it. You got the richest owner in baseball. You can handle it. You can handle it. So that's my thing. That is it for the Mets. Now it's time for the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask, who is the Dummy of the Week? Silent Assassin, do you have one?
I saw this video earlier in the week. It was from the U.S. Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy. And he was, like, out here in an airport saying, like, how about we dress better and not wear pajamas and slippers to the airport on planes, and maybe our attitudes would change. It would be nicer people and whatnot. And I'm like, 1, how does that translate? And 2, like, if I'm going to be on a plane, I'm not wearing no tight jeans and
I'm going to be comfortable as hell.
Yeah, pressed shirt. Like, I'm wearing my sweatpants and my comfy shoes with my hoodie with the hood on, with my headphones on, and I'm going to sleep. Like,
yeah.
I'm not, unless I'm, like, literally going to a business meeting in another country because I have that type of job, like, okay, cool. But if I'm on a plane, like, I'm wearing my comfy clothes. I don't care about what other people have to say or look at me. Like, I'm literally sitting on a plane for a few hours. You know, I want to be wearing my sweatpants.
It's that simple. Like,
Yeah.
what is me wearing something else that you don't like or you like have anything to do with my flying experience?
Like, I could care less. As long as, like, you're wearing, like, something, like, appropriate. Like, you're not wearing no, like, shorts where your whole butt is out in my face and stuff. Like,
You're over here wearing boxers or those booty shorts. Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
You just wearing regular ass, like, PJs. That's fine.
Yeah.
Crocs.
Yeah.
You know, what's the other thing that people wear?
The Birkenstocks?
Birkenstocks, and what's the other ones? The Uggs?
Oh, Uggs, yeah.
Yeah. The Ugg slippers?
Uh-huh.
Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what you wear. Just don't talk to me. Put your mask on and stay over there.
Even too, like, I feel like the more nicer dressed looking people, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I feel like it's the opposite way. I'm like, why are you wearing that?
Yeah.
You know, so I'm playing your
Got
butt,
questions.
all sweaty, no circulation.
It's like, I got questions for you. Like, why are you in that? And it's like 115 degrees out here. Like, and you're buttoned up to the nines. I don't trust you. I don't trust you.
Even like when I go to Florida in the middle of August, I am wearing my sweatsuit on the plane. I don't care when I get out, just take off the sweatshirt. I have a t-shirt underneath. But I don't care like where I'm going. I want to be comfy on the plane.
Because on top of that, too, you got to prepare yourself for that cold-ass air that be in that plane.
Yeah.
That shit gets people sick. That over-the-top air, I don't like that stuff.
It's just recirculated air throughout the whole
And
plane.
it stinks.
Yeah. It has that, like that plane
Yeah.
smell, whatever that is.
It stinks. I don't want this on my person.
Yeah.
Get this the hell out of here. I hate it. Unbelievable. So, yeah.
Dummy. Yeah.
Definitely gets that one. I don't think I have one this week. I didn't see a dummy. I didn't see one. But maybe I can just create one out of thin air.
Okay.
You know. Let me go ahead and just go into my Rolodex and think about it. Here's one. No, I don't have one. For the first time in a very long time, I don't have a dummy. I think it's fine. Sometimes you don't get one. Sometimes there is no dummy to put out there, and it's fine. You don't want to scrub too many stories and try to make something out of nothing. So, I don't have one. No. But I do have a story, though. Have you ever... Okay, so I guess this is a dummy. When I was 16 years old, I was very big into, like, buying the latest sneakers. I have everything, right? I have the new Jordans, all that stuff. And I used to always show off. I have to go to school. I dress up because we wore uniforms in school. I would always have my sneakers, and I would always have one of my teachers give me a hall pass so I could be able to wear these sneakers during school. It's cool, right? So we get out of school, and we play basketball at the school. So I have my sneakers, my expensive sneakers, around my neck as we're going onto the train. And for whatever reason, we're on the train acting crazy as we always do. I take my expensive sneakers and put them on the seat. Well, we're there clowning around, and we get off because our stop is here. And we beeline for the door. I go ahead and look down, and there's no sneakers on my neck. I look behind me, and my sneakers are on the train. And my mother, God rest her soul, was a very scary woman because she used to say these things to me. Not threats, but she would plant a seed of threat. And she would always be like, one day, you're either going to come home with no shoes or I hope something bad doesn't happen to those shoes because I spend way too much money and I work too hard to be able to have you or not have you come here and take things for granted. And lo and behold, I see that train door close. And I don't even care about the shoes in that moment. I care about what's going to happen after. So this entire 2.5-hour ride home, I'm dreading opening that door because she did see me leave in those sneakers. So I'm thinking that my mother's asleep because it's like past 8 o'clock, because that's what I used to do. I used to come home late all the time. No, she's there in the dark like a psychopath waiting for the light to get switched on. And home late, so that's an argument, and we're talking, and then all of a sudden she's like, where are the shoes that you took to school? I said, oh, I left them in the locker. Okay. All right. Well, I'd like for you to bring those home tomorrow because they shouldn't be in your locker. God knows somebody can steal them. Panic mode again. So finally say, you know what? Damn that, I'm going to come clean. Go home and I tell my mother, hey, left them on the train accidentally. She had this look of disappointment on her face, and then it turned to rage. I've never seen a woman walk that fast with purpose before. She went straight to my room and she ripped up with a knife all of my new sneakers. And she said to me, if you can't keep one good, then you deserve none. So that was the last time I had a pair of Jordans for like 15 years until I started to binge again. So I was the young 16-year-old kid as a dummy because you have to value good stuff. When people buy you things, it's teaching you value of being able to understand that this life, you don't always get nice things. And when you do get nice things, or when people do nice things for you, you make sure that you take care of it. You do your best to be able to be a better person and learn to be responsible. So I am now a 40-year-old man that understands responsibility. But I still don't care about it sometimes. Sometimes I just want to do what I want. So no dummy, but nice story about me being a knucklehead kid, getting all my Jordans ripped up by the crazy mother, mad person. Love her to death. Wish she was here because she'd be able to tell you the story as well and say that I'm the black version of Larry David. It is what it is. So that is all for the show. There's no PSA. We all know how we feel about the orange bag of hot dog water. I don't have to talk about him. I don't know if you've seen the recent videos of him. He can't even walk into a straight line. Like, he was with this kid showing him pictures in the White House, and he was like, he almost fell. And I'm like, yo, they actually aired that? Mm-hmm. I thought that they would be mad that they would face like legal action. Mm-hmm.
And for all like the non-sympathy Joe Biden got, like they're giving him all the.
Do you remember how they kicked that old man's back in? And rightfully so. I'm a big Joe Biden fan, but he's old, right? He was old. Mm-hmm. Started to sound crazy, folks. Look, folks, like, what are you talking about, you crazy old man? Just relax, right? Trump is starting to sound like that. Do you see the pictures of him falling asleep at the meetings?
Mm-hmm. It's looking rough. And, like, can't blame him.
He's old.
Too, and that's okay. Just, you know.
The man's body might be shutting down. And guess what? If it does, that's what happens to people at that age. You're not supposed to be running the country.
Yeah, not wishing any harm or anything, obviously, but it's the same thing that older people shouldn't really be in those types of positions.
No, they shouldn't be driving cars.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be running the country. Mm-hmm. Should be at home playing video games. Mm-hmm. Getting the brain sharp.
Playing with the grandkids.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what I mean? It's just so again, I'm like you. I'm not gonna wish bad on Donald Trump. I'm gonna say it like I've always said. I hope he dies of natural causes. That's not wishing bad. That's just Mother Nature saying it's time to come back. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Silent Assassin, welcome back. It's always good to have you in studio. This is a pretty long show, but we had a lot to cover. Yeah, Stranger Things, we talk about the Mets. Those are our two things. We're very passionate about that. And it's going to get bad before it gets worse, before it gets any better. Like all these stories, I just need them to... This is the time, David Stearns. I'm looking at you right now in the camera. This is the time for you to make a Tarek Skubal trade. With all of this bad presses out there, this is how you shut them up, right? This is how you kill a story. You got to make a big splash. Now you might have to bring Pete back. Now you might just be able to just get this negative stink out of here because it's going to get worse. Who knows if Brandon Nimmo's not the one leaking these stories? You never know. You never know. All of a sudden, Brandon Nimmo gets traded. Mike Puma has the story.
Yeah, everything comes out, yeah. From a source.
Yeah. I know who the source was. Jacob DeGrom. Jacob DeGrom is the source. So yeah, I'm going to further kick the Mets back in. I can't wait. How they double crossed me. I'm starting to think that's what happened with Jacob DeGrom, because we didn't even offer him a contract.
Oh, so it's just he's petty too.
Yeah.
Just come back and haunt us.
So how dare you guys not offer me a contract after what I did? Yeah, I wasn't gonna come back, but at least offer me a contract. That's like people who say like, "Oh, do you want to go to the basketball game?" No, I don't want to go to the basketball game. Well, why don't you want to go? I got an extra ticket. Well, you didn't ask me. Like, I just asked you. Well, you took too long. I was asking other people. I mean, you're down on the totem list. That's all it is. You're on the list, though. You know what I mean? Like, what's the difference if somebody asks you and you the 10th person on the list from you being maybe you want to be the first or second or third person? Like, as long as you're on the list. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. Like, I don't go ahead and say, hey, listen, we're going to, you got Mets tickets? Well, what are the 5 other people that you asked before this? I don't care. I'm going to the game.
Yeah. Well,
get your ego out of the way.
Should be grateful. I won't ask you next time.
Exactly. Now you're not on the list. You're out of the circle of trust. Out of it. Unbelievable. But yes, whoever hasn't watched Stranger Things season 5, please go watch it. Because he doesn't have that bowl cut anymore.
No, trimmed up.
Yeah. Man, look how good. You know what? Well, I apologize, man. I apologize. You can stay. You know? Take Jonathan instead. Take him. Okay? Take him. He over here fumbling the bag with Nancy. You're not trying to get some walk 'em down Nancy yams. What are you doing? You're gonna let Steve just walk in. You're gonna let Steve walk in. Don't do that. Take your woman by the hand and go get some work done. That's all I'm saying. Vecna can wait. You know what I mean? Just tell her, like, listen, Nancy, Vecna can wait. You know what I mean? Let me talk to you for a sec. You know what I mean? Don't do this. He's pissing me off.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of him either.
No. He pack his ass up.
Yeah.
He can go to Mars. Oh, he can live in the upside down. That's where he can go. Let him go there and sacrifice himself. You guys go. I'm going to stay here and close the gates. Okay, Jonathan. Nobody's going to fight it. No one's going to fight it. Not even Will, and that's his own brother.
Yeah.
Not even Joyce, and that's her son.
Yeah.
Look, yes,
okay.
yes, you go.
Okay.
Yes, you go. I actually thought that, but I didn't want to say. Jonathan. I was going to say this to you, but I didn't want to say. So since you brought it up yourself, we go with that. That's the consensus. Send Jonathan. Until next week, stay safe, stay cool. Peace. Goddamn Mets. Why? Why do they do this to us? That's all I'm asking.